Can you believe it? Just by doing one simple thing in the first hour after waking up, you can dramatically improve your sexual health, even after 60. Many of the men I treat start feeling weaker and assume it's just part of normal aging, but that's not the case. According to recent clinical studies, the real problem isn't age, but blood flow, especially in the small vessels that irrigate your genitals. An important Harvard study revealed that over 70% of erection problems are not due to low testosterone levels as many believe, but to poor circulation in the penile tissues. And the most surprising thing is that this blockage often starts with small morning habits that go completely unnoticed. In other words, without realizing it, you could be sabotaging your vitality right upon waking. I am Dr. Laura, and I have worked with many men who, just like you, thought there was nothing left to do. Men who came to me feeling defeated, repeating phrases like, "I'm not the same anymore," or, "I guess it's normal at my age." But let me tell you something. Your body hasn't given up. It's just waiting for the right signals. How do you start your morning? That can determine whether you preserve your masculine energy or waste it. The culprit behind sexual decline isn't age itself, but what happens in your blood vessels, even if your hormone levels seem normal. Those small conduits in the pelvic area tend to harden and lose flexibility over time. This condition is known as endothelial dysfunction. When your blood vessels stop expanding properly, your performance is affected too. Your mind may be willing, but your body simply doesn't respond. Imagine your penis like a sponge. To function properly, it needs to fill with blood. But if the conduits are blocked or rigid, that sponge stays flat, no matter how much you desire it. Now here's the good news. This isn't permanent damage. Your body has an incredible capacity to regenerate. All it needs are the right signals. Simple habits like proper hydration, gentle movement, and smart nutrition. They can reactivate nitric oxide production, a vital molecule that helps relax and dilate your blood vessels. I've seen countless men who thought everything was lost rediscover their vitality simply by making small changes to their morning routine, and all without pills, injections, or expensive interventions. The key is to stop blaming age and start looking at those daily details that really make a difference. Your body is still capable. It just needs to receive the right messages. If you're reading this far, I'm thrilled. It means you care about your health, and that's the first step toward recovery. So tell me in the comments, are you ready to leave excuses behind and take control? Write a 1 if you're with me. Here's the most important thing. This isn't permanent damage. Your body has an incredible capacity to recover when it receives the right signals. And the most powerful signal you can give it is how you start your morning. Small habits like proper hydration, a bit of gentle movement, and thoughtful nutrition aren't minor things. They are, in fact, biological messages that tell your body it's time to wake up, to activate, to function as it should. I've seen many men who thought their time had passed start looking at themselves in the mirror with pride, just by modifying how they start their day. The first thing they must leave behind is that belief that it's too late, that they're doomed by age. That belief, though it may seem harmless, has a physical impact. It affects hormones, the nervous system, even blood pressure. That's why my first recommendation is always this. Stop blaming your age and start paying close attention to those small choices you make every morning. Think about what usually happens. Many men wake up, check their phone, don't drink water, don't move, and sometimes don't even eat a proper breakfast. They leave the house with an empty stomach and a cup of coffee as their only fuel. What they don't know is that during the night, the body loses a considerable amount of water, and upon waking, the blood is thicker. That means it flows more slowly. And when that happens, the genital area is one of the first to suffer. Circulation doesn't arrive as it should. Nitric oxide doesn't activate. The vessels don't dilate. And the whole system remains in a kind of shut-down pause. This has a name in medicine: physiological activation phase. It's a critical moment. If you don't take advantage of it, everything that comes afterward during the day will have less impact. Your hormones won't function the same way. Your mental clarity will be affected, and even your emotional capacity to connect with others decreases. That's why I insist so much on this point. Don't underestimate your morning. Now, let me explain how you can reverse that. The first thing you must do when you open your eyes is drink water. 2 glasses. Not cold, not with sugar or flavorings, just room temperature water. That's enough for the blood to become less thick, flow better, and start reactivating your entire system from the heart to the smallest vessels that irrigate the pelvic area. It's not magic, it's pure biology. After that, move. But I'm not talking about strenuous exercise. You just need 2 or 3 minutes of gentle movement. Walk around the house, move your arms, stretch your neck, rotate your hips, breathe deeply. This awakens your sympathetic nervous system, the one that activates internal organs, increases body temperature, and improves oxygenation. In simple terms, it tells the body that it's no longer asleep, that it's time to work. And finally, eat a good breakfast. Not just any breakfast. It should be one that supports your circulation, hormonal system, and sustained energy. Avoid simple carbohydrates like white bread, cookies, or industrial cereals. What I recommend are foods rich in antioxidants and healthy fats. Boiled eggs, avocado, pumpkin or chia seeds, plain Greek yogurt, dark fruits like blackberries or blueberries. Even a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil can be very helpful, taken alone or with the breakfast. When you do this consistently, day after day, your body starts to respond. Blood flow improves, morning erections return. You feel more energy during the day, and you notice a clarity you haven't felt in a long time. Even sleep improves. And the best part is that you don't need any expensive treatments or medications. Just 3 simple actions: hydrate, move, and nourish yourself. And above all, commit to yourself. I know it sounds too simple, but when done right and consistently, the simple can be transformative. I've seen it too many times to have any doubts. Science backs it up, and real men's results confirm it. So if you're wondering where to start, don't look for complex solutions. Start here, with your morning, because that's where your recovery begins. Sometimes they ask me, and how long does it take to notice a real change? The answer, though surprising, is that in many cases, the first effects are felt in just a few days. I'm not talking about a complete and immediate transformation, but clear, unmistakable signs that the body has started to respond. Those signs are important. They are the body's language when it wants to tell you that you're on the right path. Some men wake up one morning feeling more warmth in their legs. Others notice they no longer get up as often to the bathroom at night. Some simply say, "Today I felt more focused at work." More reserved ones write me messages like, "Doctor, I don't remember the last time I felt that upon waking." And that doesn't need explanations. We know what they mean. It's an internal message, a reaffirmation that they are still alive, potent, present. One of the most beautiful things about accompanying these processes is seeing how improving physical function also transforms attitude. The way they walk, relate, and talk. Not only do they regain firmness in the body, but also in their identity. And that has no price. But I want to be honest with you. It's not just about hydrating, moving, and eating a good breakfast. Those are the first steps. But if you really want to consolidate that change, you need to accompany it with a new mindset, one that understands that consistency is more powerful than any supplement, that connection with your body is a process, not a transaction. That's why I want to share a tool that many men have started incorporating after stabilizing their morning routine. A natural, simple, and very effective tonic. It's warm water with turmeric and a pinch of black pepper. It seems simple, right? But its impact can be profound. Turmeric contains curcumin, a potent natural anti-inflammatory that acts directly on blood vessels, helping to reduce arterial rigidity and promote capillary dilation. Black pepper, on the other hand, improves curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. In other words, without the pepper, the turmeric doesn't reach where it needs to. But together, they form a tonic that not only supports circulation, but also protects the prostate, reduces oxidative stress, and improves cellular oxygenation. The way to prepare it is very simple. Half a glass of warm water, not boiling, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and a pinch of freshly ground black pepper. Drink it on an empty stomach after the plain water and before breakfast. It's a simple, accessible, and effective habit. Many men have told me that after a week of taking this drink, they feel less stiffness in the mornings, less pressure in the pelvis, and even more mental agility. It's not a magic remedy, but a powerful booster that enhances what you're already building with your new routine. And here's where it gets interesting. When these new habits start to interlace and repeat day after day, the body stops being in defense mode and begins to enter restoration mode. You notice it in your skin, digestion, mood, and of course, in your intimate function. Blood flow improves, pelvic floor muscles tone up, nerve endings reactivate, and your entire system aligns with vitality. Remember that it's not just about the physical. Sexual health is also emotional, mental, relational. That's why these changes also impact how you relate to yourself and others. Your partner notices it, you feel it, and little by little, without realizing it, you become a fuller version of yourself. This isn't about going back in time. It's not about being the young man you were. It's about being the man you are now, with more wisdom, more presence, and yes, more potency. Potency understood not just as physical capacity, but as a way of being in the world, with decision, connection, and inner strength. And that's what I want for you, to remember that your body can still do it, to understand that there's no age to reconnect with yourself, and to trust that every choice you make each morning is a vote in favor of your health, energy, and masculinity. Many times they ask me, what if I fail again? Because after a week or 10 days, some men feel an improvement and then for some reason backslide. Maybe a night of poor sleep, a stressful day, a heavy meal, and everything seems to fall apart. I want you to know that that's normal. It's part of the process. You're not failing. You're learning to create a new rhythm with your body. Just as vitality isn't lost from one day to the next, it also isn't recovered in a linear way. The important thing is not to give up, to choose yourself again the next day, to drink the water again, move again, nourish yourself well again. With each repetition, your body receives the message that you're committed, and that commitment translates into physiological stability, hormones that regulate, blood vessels that expand more easily, organs that work with less effort. Consistency is more powerful than any supplement or temporary treatment. I've seen men who had lost all confidence in themselves transform completely without changing anything else but their mornings. They didn't need a prescription or complicated therapy, just perseverance. They write me weeks later saying things like, "Doctor, I feel like myself again." Or, "Finally, I feel like I have control over my body." And I assure you, those phrases don't come from nowhere. They are the reflection of a real, deep change that starts with the most basic, self-respect. Many times, men carry a silent pressure, the idea that they must always be strong, always available, always in control. But no one teaches them that care is also part of that strength, that paying attention to oneself, taking breaks, choosing well what you eat, think, and feel is also virility, also power. That's why I want you to understand this. Recovering your vitality isn't just a matter of blood flow. It's a way to reconnect with yourself, to feel that what you do has impact, that you're not just reacting to the passage of time, but actively choosing how to live it. Because at this age, the most valuable thing you have is your awareness. And when you act from there, everything changes. In many cases, the men who have followed this routine consistently end up reporting not only physical improvements, but also an emotional transformation. They feel more present with their partners, more emotionally stable, clearer in their decisions. And that's because intimate health is deeply intertwined with mental and emotional health. It's not possible to separate them. When your body responds, your mind aligns too. And then a new stage begins. More conscious, more powerful, more free. And yes, there may be days when you don't feel motivated, when you want to skip the water, when the healthy breakfast bores you, when you don't feel like moving. And on those days, I want you to remember why you started. You didn't do it just for yourself. You did it for your dignity, your confidence, your right to feel good in your own body, for the possibility of looking in the mirror without resignation, but with pride. You're not here to give up. You're here to reconnect with your energy, your desire, your inner strength. You don't have to prove anything to anyone, just to yourself. And believe me, when you take that step, when you decide to care for yourself, listen to yourself, and prioritize yourself, everything else starts to fall into place. My final and most important recommendation is that before incorporating any supplement, remedy, or major change in your diet or routine, you talk to your doctor. Every body is different, and although these tips are designed to be safe and natural, it's always better to do it with professional support. Preventive medicine is the best ally for a long and full life. Thank you for staying here with me. If you're reading this, it's because you're taking your health seriously, and that already puts you in a different place. Remember that every morning you have a new opportunity to send yourself the right message. And if you stay consistent, little by little, your body will thank you in the best way, returning energy, firmness, and well-being.